Charlotte, North Carolina for the Meineke Car Care Bowl. It is sold out and loud already. Both teams fired up. 73,000 people in the stands to watch West Virginia out of the Big East Conference take on North Carolina of the ACC. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Sean McDonough along with Chris Spielman. We'll be joined in just a moment by Rob Stone. Delighted to have you with us for this very appealing matchup. Both teams are 8-4. They look at that record with a dramatic difference in perspective. For West Virginia, it's a disappointment. They were preseason number 8 in the country, the favorites to win the Big East Conference. But here they are at 8-4. Through it all, though, Pat White has been Pat White.
Well, he's been an amazing college football player, and he has a chance to cap his career with a victory and being the only starter to win 4 straight bowl games. Obviously, his running skills are what sets Pat White apart. He's got great vision, and if you get comfortable and stopping a run, he can burn you over the top with the pass. But this is what Pat White is. Great burst, great vision, and maybe one of the most exciting quarterbacks this past decade.
Chance to win his 4th bowl game as a starting quarterback. Nobody has ever done that. West Virginia trying to finish the disappointing season on a positive note. Meanwhile, 8-4 marks a resurgence for North Carolina. As a matter of fact, they have flipped their record of a year ago when they were 4-8. 8 wins for the first time since 2001. It's been a big step up, and Hakeem Nicks has led the way.
Yeah, and Hakeem has done a great job. They lost Brandon Tate. When they lost Brandon, they lost 200 yards a game, so they needed somebody to step up, and the big fella, number 88, Brandon Tate. Strong hands, and the best thing about Brandon Tate, he produces. Watch him today. He's got great rack ability, run after catch, and he knows how to finish runs, along with Greg Little, a potent combination at wide receiver.
Now, Hakeem Nicks has had the first 1,000-yard receiving season in North Carolina history. A chance to add to that today. Down on the field where it is loud, here's Rob Stone.
We are with Coach Stewart, head coach of West Virginia University. You've been his quarterback coach, you've been his head coach. What are your feelings right now as you're sending Pat White off to his final collegiate game?
Well, I'm very sorry and very bittersweet, but we're really happy for Patrick. He's been the greatest winner in the history of West Virginia football, and he's the greatest winner today in college football.
I think everybody assumed this was going to be a home game for the University of North Carolina at the end of your regular season game. You put out a bit of a call to your Mountaineer faithful. As you look around this stadium, what's your impression of the turnout for your Mountaineers?
Those people wearing the old gold and blue never let us down, never had a doubt, and they won't let us down today. We'll take his town over by our fans.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Thank you. God bless. See you.
Butch Davis and the Tar Heels trying to make it 2 wins in the bowl season for the Atlantic Coast Conference. In his 2nd season as head coach, 4-8 a year ago, 8-4 this year, and nobody doubts, Chris, they are on the way up.
No, absolutely. And Butch understands one thing about being successful in college football. It's all about recruiting. And you look at the talent as far as the upperclassmen go, it's pretty darn good. But when you start looking at the 3rd-year guys, the sophomores and the freshmen, outstanding. They're a program on a rise, and I expect them to stay on a rise with the type of talent he's getting to come to Chapel Hill.
Pat McAfee, one of the best kickoff men in the country, will kick it away for West Virginia in the gold and blue. Carolina in the familiar Tar Heel blue. And this one is underway. Short kickoff and a fair catch made by one of the up men at the 23-yard line. West Virginia's had trouble covering kicks this year, so that might have been by design. Richard Quinn caught the short kick with the fair catch. So here's TJ Yates, sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. Started the first 3 games of the year. Then in the 3rd game against Virginia Tech, fractured an ankle. Sat out for 6 weeks, returned to start the final 2 games of the regular season. Had a rough go of it in the 2nd to last game of the year against North Carolina State when they were routed by the Wolfpack, and then was very solid in the finale against Duke. They want to lean heavily on the run today with Sean Drone, their leading rusher. And he goes ahead to nearly the 30-yard line for a gain of 7 on the first play from scrimmage. The impact players include Drone, who only became a starter at midseason. He was a defensive player last year. When they get down near the goal line, they'll give it to Houston. He has 8 rushing touchdowns, none of them longer than 5 yards. And on defense, Tremaine Goddard leads the country in interceptions. Drone again. Ahead for a hard-earned yard, tackled by Scooter Berry.
Love the mindset of the Tar Heel offense coming out and trying to establish the physical tone of this football game. And even though they didn't get any yards, it still left them in a manageable third down situation. This is Hakeem Nicks, number 88 territory. They got it matched up out here one-on-one against Lancaster.
It is a depleted secondary today for West Virginia for reasons we'll tell you about in a moment. Third down and 12. They set up a screen. Drone's in trouble, out of bounds, got a little bit of a late shove. And then Morty Ivy tried to make sure he didn't knock Drone down. Drone is a very emotional player. And there are already high emotions on the sideline. And Terrence Brown is on the punt now for North Carolina. Standing in his own end zone. He averages 39.5 per punt. The senior from Fresno, California. Short kick. Ellis Lancaster calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 46-yard line. So excellent field position for West Virginia. And Patrick White, the senior from Daphne, Alabama, took over as starting quarterback in the middle of his freshman year. 33-8 as a starting quarterback and the all-time leading rusher among quarterbacks in college football history with better than 4,400 yards. He needs 81 yards rushing today for his third straight season of 1,000 yards or more rushing and passing. Brad Smith, the former Missouri Tiger, the only quarterback who's ever done that. And White gets the call on the first play from scrimmage and goes ahead for about 2. Driven back by Bruce Carter, Deontay Williams. Noel Devine, more than 1,200 yards rushing, the leading rusher for West Virginia, an impact player. Their leading receiver is Jock Sanders. They've tried to throw the ball more frequently this year with mixed results. And Ryan Stanchek, one of the best offensive linemen in the country, first team All Big East, second team All-American, making his 47th consecutive start at left tackle today. White handled a high snap, and he has a first down. Across midfield to the Carolina 45-yard line, Tremaine Goddard made the tackle.
Well, this is something, if you're North Carolina, you don't want them to get into a rhythm of running the option. A good job in turning into a two-back option when you bring Sanders in motion. You do the play action to Noel Devine on the inside dive. Pat White has an option to pitch or run. Good choice to tuck it and get the first down.
Three minutes played, no score. Quick toss to the far side and a good catch by Ulrich Arnett. Redshirt junior out of Belgrade, Florida, with good speed. Juan Sturdivant made the tackle and held it to about a 2-yard gain. The numbers way down this year. Total yardage down by over 100 yards per game. The points down by 15.5 per game. As they tried to become more balanced, they leaned very heavily on the run under Rich Rodriguez. It felt like the opposing defenses were catching on to that. They tried to incorporate more passing. That shotgun snap was high again. Bruce Carter drops White for a loss back at the 46. West Virginia also without their outstanding center, Mike Dent, sidelined with a neck injury. So Eric Jobe, his backup, is the snapper today and having a little trouble early on with the shotgun snaps.
He pulled it high, and Pat White actually does a good job of making a one-handed catch. And sometimes in those situations, go ahead and take a knee and get down to avoid any further loss of yardage. But he's such a big-time player. He tried to make something happen, but Bruce Carter on the blitz was on block, coming in to make the play.
Third down and 11, just a 3-man rush for North Carolina. White has an open receiver and a first down. Jock Sanders to the 24-yard line. He was disappointed he went out of bounds because he had running room. If he was able to spin, stay in bounds, and advance the ball, it's good for 22 and a first down.
Well, one thing that Pat White's been working on is keeping his feet underneath him when he throws the football for better balance. And right there, a perfectly thrown ball right over the outstretched arms of Searcy, Denoris Searcy, who's making a start at a linebacker / nickel position. Great throw by Pat. Good touch, good velocity.
The handoff and a great move and a touchdown for Noel Devine.
West Virginia's playing at a different speed than the Tar Heels. Great cut by Noel Devine, who runs that outside zone as well as anybody. Then you see him power through Tar Heel tacklers. No contest.
Brad McAfee adds the extra point. 18-yard touchdown run by Devine. His 4th rushing touchdown of the season. An impressive 55-yard drive to open the game for the Mountaineers, out 7-0. Noel Devine, the touchdown. We mentioned they're playing without Brandon Hogan. I went to the sideline, lifted Hogan's jersey, which they also carried out onto the field with them. Displayed it prominently during the run-on. Now West Virginia to kick off. Their opponents averaging 28 yards per kickoff return. West Virginia, one of the worst teams in the country at covering kickoffs, despite the usual booming boots of McAfee. Only Utah State and North Texas have done a worse job covering kicks. This one will go deep. And it drives Greg Little back to the goal line. Without Brandon Tate, the best kickoff return man in the country, but Little running hard. Got to the 31. There are flags down near the 26-yard line. It's a rare quick start for West Virginia this year. They have done most of their damage in the second half. High formation behind T.J. Yates. Sean Drone out to the 20-yard line for a gain of 4, tackled by Morty Ivy, leading tackler for West Virginia.
I'm not saying you have to throw the ball over the top right now, but soon you'll have to, because at the start of the snap, the Mountaineer defense has 11 guys within an 8-yard radius of the North Carolina offense. Eventually, you're going to have to test them over the top a little bit just to challenge them and loosen them up.
On 2nd and 6. Drone has the first down out to the 26-yard line. Well, it's a new look defense that North Carolina is looking at today. John Shoup, the offensive coordinator, told us they haven't played a team this year like West Virginia in that 3-3-5 defensive alignment.
Oh, it is. And you can see right there, they do a good job of sealing the corner as far as North Carolina does. Drone does a good job with a little shake and bake. That was a missed assignment. They had 2 guys in 1 gap for West Virginia. Scooter Berry's got to stay outside. He jumped inside. Drones exploited it, jumping outside, but you saw the tightness of the defense close to the line of scrimmage, the total defense.
1st and 10, North Carolina. Play action pass for Yates. He's going deep in a double coverage, and it is caught on the deflection. Hakeem Nicks, touchdown!
This little out and post move, Langster goes up and catches the ball at the highest point. The only problem is he drops it. Hakeem Nicks stays with it. Put that ball away. And this is where strength is. Run after catch. When you got a chance to make a play, carry people into the end zone, get the tempo to your side. Hakeem, being a leader, takes the onus and puts the Tar Heels on the board.
Off the hands of Langster, who has 3 interceptions this year and should have had a 4th. Extra point good by Casey Barth. Hakeem Nicks with his 10th touchdown reception of the season. That's a single season Tar Heel record, tied at 7. You mentioned the fun the teams had over at the Lowe's Motor Speedway here in Charlotte, getting to go around the track, being driven by the professionals. Coach Bill Stewart said the car he was in was going about 160 or 170 miles per hour. Just like Rob Stone driving us to the stadium this morning.
I'm sure Coach Stewart's car was a little bit safer than our car with Rob.
Bill Stewart, West Virginia native, 56 years old, living his dream as head coach, his beloved home state university. And he called it. He said our fans will come down from their happy hillside and populate Bank of America Stadium, and they have, and both sides being treated to a rousing start to this one. And the bouncing kickoff from Jay Wooten goes out of bounds. Nicks is a junior right back here in his hometown of Charlotte. This could well be his final game as a Tar Heel. He's going to visit with Butch Davis after the game on the NFL prospects. Noel Devine made them miss on one side, but then saw the posse coming and slipped down for a 2-yard loss with Kendrick Burney in the neighborhood. Here's Rob Stone.
But guys, I always find it interesting how coaches trying to relate to their players after a big play. And for West Virginia, quarterback coach Dave Lockwood pulled Lancaster away from the team huddle, and they were walking to the big screen, and they watched the replays of the almost pick on the big screen together, and you can tell by the nonverbals. Smiles, pats on the helmet. It's okay. You had the coverage. Just make the pick next time. Nothing angry about it.
Those are two of the best defenses in the country at intercepting passes. Jock Sanders, the ball carrier. Nick's still talking about that touchdown catch. West Virginia has intercepted 16 passes this year. That's 16th in the country. And North Carolina's even better than that on defense. 19 picks, good for 8th in the country. Might be thinking about an interception here on 3rd down and 10. From the 40, White out of the shotgun. 4-man rush, lots of time. Trying to run, put the pump fake on Searcy and got by him. First down. They're going to mark him out of bounds near the 44-yard line of North Carolina. 16-yard gain. And a little more magic in his final game provided us by Pat White.
Well, this is why Searcy's in the ball game. 4-2-5. He's the nickel slash hybrid linebacker. You see he steps out right there. That ball will come back. But Searcy's got to be able to make that play. That's why he's here. If not, you might as well play 3 linebackers because of this more speed on offense. And Pat White just shows you his blazing speed and ability to make people miss.
4 rushes, 25 yards for White. Again, started the day needing 81 for 1,000 yards rushing for the 3rd year in a row. On the reverse, Ulrich Arnett swung down by Deontay Williams. There are flags at the line of scrimmage.
Anytime you can get any type of misdirection when you have a fast-flowing, hot-pursuing defense, that usually can slow them down. Try to catch them off guard.
Illegal formation. Only 6 on the line of scrimmage on the offense. Penalties decline. 2nd down.
North Carolina being disciplined in their responsibilities and assignments. Somebody's got to step up here to the line of scrimmage, or he's got to step up. Somebody's got to be up on the line of scrimmage. Good call by the officials, staying on top of things.
2nd down and 10. The Southeastern Conference officiating crew today. Again, 4 men come after White, who throws a deep strike, and what a catch! Touchdown! Ulrich Arnett! Well, we've seen some playmaking in less than 10 minutes of action in this one. A 44-yard touchdown.
Well, let's check it. The footwork good. Feet are underneath. Eyes downfield. Pat White says, not many people think I can play in the NFL as a quarterback. I'm going to take the big stage on national television and make a case. Yes, I can. Ulrich.
Arnett has really come along as the season has progressed. Extra point up and good. 5 plays, 60 yards. West Virginia reclaims the lead. These receivers don't need 2 hands today.
Number 5, Pat White. Where I'm from, overcame odds, been blazing. Just call me Superman.
Scenes from Pat White's final home game in Morgantown. The whiteout. Teams dressed in white. The fan dressed in white. Even Mother Nature cooperated with a snowstorm, a win over South Florida, and Matt Grothe with the Bulls win in the Magic Jack Bowl, became the all-time total offense leader in Big East history, but Pat White is 4 yards away from taking that record back from Grothe. McAfee, another short kickoff this time. Bobby Rome, a fullback, one of the up men, to the 34-yard line. White in his final game 5 for 5 passing for that 75 yards and a touchdown. He's rushed for 25. His dad, Bo White, here from Alabama. Everybody in the family calls him Chief. Pat is one of 3 sons. He has a younger brother, Coley Brown, who's a quarterback on this West Virginia team. Could be the starter down the road.
Yeah, a talented family, and Pat White, of course, a very good baseball player coming out of high school.
Drafted by the California Angels. Now the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Looks like Cooter Arnold wants to throw. Has his man. Nicks again. He may go again. Touchdown. Well, his first touchdown, 73 yards, was the longest play from scrimmage in the history of this ball game, which dates back to 2001. And this one's good for 66 yards.
Well, Cooter Arnold did a good job of buying time with his feet and threw Hakeem Nicks open. Quentin Andrews came up to play the run, and Nicks sold it well, like he was stock block, and then he got into his route. You get a strike. When you get a strike to Hakeem Nicks and he has room to work, he'll stiff arm you on his way to the end zone, just like he did.
The extra point was good by Casey Barth. So 2 touchdown receptions in just over 10 minutes, and both of them lengthy for Hakeem Nicks.
The run after the catch, Sean, that's where he's most powerful. Look at the stiff arm. Again, you're coming in to try to tackle him. He's a powerful runner after he catches the football. Hakeem Nicks exploding onto the scene and really picked his game up after they lost Brandon Tate. When they lost Brandon Tate, that Tar Heel offense lost 200 yards a game. Somebody had to step up and take a lead, and that guy has, and then some, in Hakeem Nicks. And they're certainly playing like it means something now, and I love the aggression on play calling from both the Mountaineers and the Tar Heels. They're going after it. Nothing's in the bag.
Short kickoff from Jay Wooten. Ellis Langster fighting all the way to the 35-yard line. He is the backup quarterback. He also plays some wide receiver. They often go to trick plays when he's in the game. He's ahead for a 2-yard gain off the toss from Patrick White. Denoris Searcy made the tackle.
A lot of times when you put Big Jared in there, when you run a little fullback swing, you're setting something up. Don't be surprised if you see that formation again. Maybe the fake swing pass and Pat White throws deep. Just keep your eye on it.
Jared Brown likely to be their starting quarterback next year. Led them to win over Syracuse this season when White did not play due to injury. Darrell Jalad, a 5th-year senior, already graduated with a degree in communications. Great team leader. Bill Stewart calls him a role model in this program as a student and a citizen. And Darrell happy that his family could be here today. His mom was driving up for Greensboro for that last game of the regular season, but got turned back because of the snow. The roads were too dangerous. She missed senior day for her son at Mountaineer Field, but she's here today. 3rd down and 4. White patiently waits for the blocks he needs to get the first down. Out near midfield, they'll mark him across the 47. Marvin Austin made the tackle.
What a good job by Eric Jobe pulling from the center position. That's hard to do. Snap the ball and pull. Eric Jobe gets out of there. And like a running back, you see big offensive linemen. They'll find a hole and they'll lead up through that hole. And Pat White's shown his experience and skill as a running back, being patient before he bursts through the hole to get the first down.
So that's record number 16 for Patrick White. He again has the Big East total offense mark that Matt Grothe had taken away from him. Of course, Grothe has another year of eligibility at South Florida. Noel Devine off and running again. And to the 35-yard line of North Carolina. Big chunks of offense on both sides today. That's an 18-yard run for Devine, a sophomore from Fort Myers, Florida.
If I was playing Noel Devine and I'm a defensive coordinator, his comfort level's outside. So if he gets an inside handoff, you got to outside. That's where he feels most comfortable. And I'll tell you, I love the use of the stiff arm that I've seen from both teams so far today.
3 carries, 34 yards for Devine. White faked it to him. Patrick was under duress. Now zings one, has a man, has another touchdown. Starks. Freshman, third-string quarterback, doubles as a receiver. He has outstanding speed, and White, a much improved thrower as a senior, hit him right in stride again.
This little end over end pass, no matter, it's on target. Little play action, and Pat White does a good job with his feet, not tucking and running, stepping up to buy time. End over end, and Starks in there to make the catch, beating Kendrick Burney one-on-one. Kendrick, a very good corner, got beat to the inside with the speed of West Virginia. And all good coaches, all good teams, whatever you have, you try to constantly reinvent yourself. And they're reinventing not only for Pat White in the pro-style offense and throwing the ball downfield a little bit more, but they're also reinventing this offense for Jared Brown next year.
McAfee kicks off. Greg Little caught it near the 5. Good return. That shaky West Virginia kickoff coverage unit struggles again. John Holmes finally made the tackle. Pass caught in the flat by Sean Drone. He spins ahead for 6. I think that's the larger issue. You know, they were going to see those numbers that we chronicled earlier, West Virginia on offense, come down anyway. It almost had to be that way without Steve Slayton, who's already an impact rookie in the NFL. Without Owen Schmidt, a powerful fullback leading the way. Without Darius Reynaud, a huge playmaker on the outside. Jeff Mullen walked into a tough situation here. The problem is, at least prior to today, the passing game hasn't really developed for West Virginia this season. They're 109th in the country in passing, although you wouldn't know it by what they've done today. Here's Sean Drone dragged down by Ellis Langster, but it's a first down for North Carolina after a 9-yard rumble to the 34.
Sean Drone's kind of a late developer. John Shoup stole him from the defense. You got to watch those offensive coaches. They see those good athletes over there and say, because Greg Little was playing running back, and Greg is a wide receiver out of high school by nature. They saw Sean Drone, hey, let me run the ball once. I'll show you what I can do. He ran it once, and then they started saying, well, he can run. Let's give him to him more in spring ball, and he's made the most of it.
Yates throws, has Hakeem Nicks trying to get the first down yardage. He's about a yard short. Keith Tandy, number 38, was in on that tackle. Tandy's one of the defenders who's going to see a lot more action than usual today. A redshirt freshman from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Matter of fact, entering today, Tandy had played only 40 snaps on defense all year for West Virginia, and 23 of those were in their season opening rousing win over Villanova. So he has played very little, and what little he has played was a long time ago.
And if I'm North Carolina, I look for that matchup with Hicks on Tandy. Try to exploit it.
Second and short. Here's Greg Little, the former running back, running like a running back down to the 2.
They've been setting this up. They've been getting the ball to Drone. This time they faked the Drone. Greg Little with lead blockers out in front. One cut, and he's a big, powerful, fast kid. Understands how to run the football. And again, the playbook is advanced, creative, letting it fly today.
He wanted the touchdown. He got 23 yards to the 2. Ryan Houston, their goal line back, is in, and whistle stopped the play for the end of the quarter. Tar Heel fans thought they had the tying touchdown. Pulsating action from the opening kickoff after one quarter here in Charlotte. 21-14, West Virginia. And welcome back to Bank of America Stadium, the home of the Carolina Panthers of the NFL. Beautiful facility, host of the Meineke Car Care Bowl. The short history has become a terrific bowl game. And what a wild start to this one. 21-14, West Virginia leads as we go to the second quarter. Mountaineers averaging 10 yards per play. North Carolina 19 per play. And they're looking to get the tying score, but the Mountaineers are ready for Ryan Houston. They ran in Nate Sowers, a backup linebacker, in there on the goal line, a junior.
Well, interesting. They ran the same play that they showed before the quarter ended, and obviously you got to expect that. Nate Sowers did a good job of hitting a big 250. Now they're going to hurry up snap.
And they try to catch the Mountaineer defense, not ready. Houston up and over, didn't get in. Got down near the goal line. 208 yards of offense in the first quarter for North Carolina, 180 for West Virginia.
Well, it's tough to go up and over when you get the type of penetration and surge that West Virginia was able to get. J.T. Thomas, the linebacker, submarined in there, and the jump took off 4 yards from the goal line. If you're 250 pounds, I think you want to get a little bit closer to that goal line before you go airborne.
Houston remains the tailback in his hometown of Charlotte, playing for a lot of family members and friends today. They give it to him once more, and he's dropped for a loss. Back at the 3. J.T. Thomas came sliding through the offensive line.
Sean, he got penetration the last time, and again, he gets penetration. The only difference is he stays on his feet. And you're going to see they're going to try to run the power play in the ISO. You'll see J.T. Thomas blitzing from the backside, again getting penetration. The offensive tackle does not cut him off, and he's got a free run. I like the call, going for it on 4th down.
4th and goal from the 2. West Virginia's been the best red zone defensive team in the country. Carolina 6 out of 13 on 4th downs this year. Yates with the fake. He didn't get there. Pat Lazier, number 31, a backup linebacker with the big defensive play.
I don't understand it. I don't understand the call. You don't need to get tricky down here. You have Hakeem Nicks. You have Greg Little. You have Ryan Houston. Yates isn't known as a runner. Unless that was a miscommunication. No, it wasn't, because you see the offensive lineman, number 75, Reynolds, pull around. It's like a quarterback follow. You don't need that type of play. Let your playmakers make plays. Don't try to all trick yourself and get too aggressive.
There's been a bend but don't break defense all year for West Virginia. That was the case again. Now operating from their own 1. Devine, it's a safety. He did not get back out of the end zone. Deontay Williams the first to hit him.
Great call by Everett Weathers. Let's get aggressive on offense. Guess what? Let's get aggressive on defense. Watch Deontay come in from the backside first. Gets his hand on him, holds him up, and you see the penetration in the steel wall from the front 4 of the Tar Heel defense. Searcy coming in off his corner blitzing.
The Mountaineer fans are booing. They thought from this angle that it looked like Devine's forward progress got the ball out of the end zone. You could see the official on the far side of the field running in like he was going to mark it across the goal line, but the near official signaled safety.
And remember, the plane of the end zone starts at the front of the goal line. The front part of the goal line is where the plane runs.
So a free kick. It'll be McAfee, who's the kickoff man and punter, so he's comfortable in either situation. He bombs the punt with the free kick to the 17-yard line. Kendrick Burney with a wall of blockers. All the way back inside the Mountaineer 40. Najee Good made the tackle, but again, the kick coverage poor by West Virginia. 43-yard return to the free kick by Kendrick Burney.
In my opinion, there's no reason why their coverage should be this poor. First of all, the kick is deep, but execution. Look at the wall blocker set up. That's coaching. Then you see the Mountaineers. They're in retreat. And then if you're thinking about kicking off, they tried the pooch kick. You might want to just start kicking it out of bounds because you can't cover.
Well, the pooch kicks work pretty well on the kickoffs. Stewart shaking his head. That's been a mystery all year long. Yates comes out firing, wants the lead, going deep, and a little too deep for the tight end Richard Quinn. Ian Smith had the coverage.
Boy, he had him. A nice little play action. They come out in 22 personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 backs, 1 wide receiver. Everybody on the Mountaineer defense, they can run, run, run. Here's the play action. Quinn sneaking from the backside tight end down to the far side of the field, was open, just a little bit overthrown by Yates.
And it was the first incomplete pass by either team in this game. It comes nearly 2 minutes into the second quarter. Yates is 4 out of 5. Hands it off to Little on the end around with blocking help again. Rome out there leading the way. First down, North Carolina. Look like Little will be marked at the 18-yard line. 16-yard game.
Sorry, Sean. Greg Little's a big-time athlete. Rome right here taking on Langster, a corner. Actually, Langster does a great job of defending the block, doing a little dipsy-do spin. They'll mark him out short.
Yeah, they put it back on the 24, which looked to be the right spot.
Langster hanging in there. He's a tough football player. Boy, I like him at corner.
2 carries, 39 yards for Little, who was their featured running back earlier in the year. With the emergence of Drone, Little moved a wide out. Drone dropped by Boogie Allen. Safety, and seeing additional playing time today because of the knee injury to Sidney Glover. Drone was a backup safety last year, mostly a special teams player. He went to the coaches in the summertime. Said, I want to play offense. John Shoup, the coordinator, said, well, we have a bunch of guys ahead of you. He said, I don't care. I want to play offense, because he didn't like his chances of playing defense either. He was the 7th tailback when they started the summer. By the end of the summer, he was up to 3rd on the depth chart. Pump fake Yates, short throw and catch. Nicks again to the 20-yard line. Tackled by Pat Leisure. 8-yard gain for Nicks. And Butch Davis and John Shoup told us with Drone, the first day in practice he got 1 carry, but it was a good one, as you said earlier. Yeah. So the next day he got 2 carries, and it was a good one. And he kept inching his way up the depth chart. Now he's their featured back.
He brings intensity to that position. Tenacity, wanting to get the extra yard. I'll tell you, keep your eye on this. Hakeem Nicks, once he catches that football, that ball is not secure. If I'm West Virginia and I'm Jeff Castillo, I'm telling those guys, start coming in and try to knock the ball out.
3rd down and 11. North Carolina had trouble getting this play off. A delay of game penalty, then a timeout. And here they come. Yates throws and has another man open. How can Nicks get that open? Touchdown!
I'm going to tell you, because he's a great route runner. Post corner. And Langster can't hang with him one-on-one. Here's the post. Good job of selling it with his eyes. Langster slips. Hakeem Nicks, when he smells the end zone, rarely does he not get to taste the end zone. Good call.
Casey Barth for the extra point, and Carolina has the lead by 2. The difference in the game, that safety. That's another record for Nicks, his 5th catch of the day. He's now the all-time career leader in receptions with 178. Moved past Jaworski Pollock, who had 177 from 02 to 05. 3rd touchdown of the day for Nicks. Big turnout, plenty of fans from both teams. Took advantage of the activities. Jay Wooten with a very short kickoff. Wow, we've had some bizarre kickoffs here today. That looked to be by design. Trip Hale caught it at the 39-yard line. That's his 7th Meineke Cartier Bowl. And started back in 2002 here in Charlotte as the Continental Tire Bowl. Quick throw and catch. Ball Rick Arnett. And he's to the 49. Also a homecoming of sorts for Bill Stewart. West Virginia is going to go very quickly now, even more quickly than usual, trying to catch North Carolina off guard. Bill Stewart is a former assistant at the University of North Carolina. Noel Devine spins to the 45. Bill Stewart was a young coach back in the late 70s at Salem College. Wrote a handwritten note on a yellow legal pad, 3 pages long, to then North Carolina head coach Dick Crum said he'd like to come coach for the Tar Heels. Dick said you can come and be a graduate assistant for $2,800. Bill and his wife in their trailer moved to the Chapel Hill area. Said Dick Crum was such a good guy, he worked to get the stipend up to $4,400. And that was Bill Stewart's entree into coaching at the big time level. He returned to North Carolina in the mid-'80s as a full-time assistant. 3 years as the offensive line coach, starts the catch in the first down. But yeah, we think and we hear a lot, Chris, about these coaches, the money they make, the attention that they get. Bill Stewart said, I've never told anybody this story, but I'll tell you guys. In 1979, when I went to Carolina and Dick Crum worked hard to get me the $4,400, Coach Crum said to me, Bill, if you want to make a little extra money, the janitor was let go. And you and your wife can come in at night, clean the locker rooms, clean the toilets, hose down the showers. And Bill and his wife did that for an extra $5 an hour. So God bless him to be in the position he's in now. This is a man who's earned it, coaching at just about every level, including the Canadian Football League. White for a 2-yard gain. Juan Sturdivant made the tackle. And I don't know if I've ever met anybody who loves his job as much as this man loves his.
Well, and he's so unique when you talk to him. He's so passionate, not only about football and West Virginia University, but he's passionate about the people in the state. So his heart's invested in his job, and he goes to play every day.
White back to the quick passing game. Ulrich Arnett the catch. Well, the numbers aren't real impressive in the passing game this year, as we talked about, Chris, but they look better doing it, at least today.
No, they do. And a lot of that is just growing into the offense and getting comfortable with the offense. It's hard to change offenses. And remember, they're young at wide receiver.
They average 135 yards per game passing for the year. White already with 162 today on 15 out of 17. Handles the high snap, pulls it down inside the 15 with a first down, and down to the 10 with a minute and a half to go.
You knew it was coming. I think this was a design quarterback draw, even though it was a high snap. Showing his good hands going up. Quick little pump. You see the offensive lineman downfield getting the hat on a hat. That tells me it was a designed play and a good job of Barkley getting down there and creating space for Pat White to work.
9-yard gain, 42 yards rushing for White, leading a balanced Mountaineer attack today. Play action pass and incomplete in the flat, looking for Noel Devine. Good coverage from Kendrick Burney.
1:09 left, plenty of time. And again, don't be surprised if you see the quarterback draw. Also big 6'8" West Lions in the lineup. Good target down in the red zone, lined up in the slot right here.
White's had a great career and the knack for playing extremely well in bowl games. The offensive MVP of the Fiesta Bowl last year, into the Gator Bowl win over Georgia Tech 2 years ago. Design run for Pat again, and a hard-earned 2, and the clock will run under a minute remaining in the half. Deontay Williams made the tackle. Third down and 8. They can get a first down near the 1-yard line. White, end zone, intercepted by Deontay Williams.
Deontay stepping up, making plays. The first throwing mistake by Pat White. Why? Watch his eyes. His eyes are looking for Jallo all the way. His head never moves. I'm going to Jallo. I'm going to Jallo. Deontay sees he's going to Jallo and just steps in front and does a good job of securing the football and catching the ball with his hands. Pat White did not look him off. Deontay got a great jump on the ball. Turnover. 20th interception of the year for the Tar Heels.
It's one shy of the school record of 21 set way back in 1972. Carolina content and a rollicking first half with a 2-point lead. 23-21 at halftime of the Meineke Car Care Bowl. Here's Rob Stone.
Hey, Coach, what did the early hectic offensive pace do to this game?
Well, I'll tell you what, who would have thought this was going to happen with the defenses that both teams have, and they're letting it fly. We're letting it fly. We're just, I never dreamed it'd been this score, but you know what? We got a heck of a ball game, Rob.
What do you guys need to do to limit Hakeem Nicks, Carolina's wideout, in the second half?
I tell you, we need to get some kind of pressure because he's just too tough for us to cover. You know, he's really a great player. They've got a great scheme. Maybe it will slow down a little bit. We need to keep the ball offensively. First thing we do to help our defense is keep the ball offensively. Try to drive the ball a little bit. And then we'll have to mix up some things and try to help in little coverage stuff, looks like.
Got it, Coach. Appreciate you joining us live. Thank you.
They're shorthanded in the secondary today, and it certainly showed in the first half. North Carolina leads 23-21 at the break. Now Wendy, Todd, Lee, and Coach Bowden. It is the 7th Meineke Car Care Bowl from Bank of America Stadium in beautiful downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. And a very entertaining affair. Wild first quarter. The game settled down a little bit in the second quarter. North Carolina leads 23-21 right now. A safety for the North Carolina defense is the difference in the game. Well, at the top of the telecast, we talked about the 2 headline stars in the case of Pat White, the senior quarterback, playing in his last game and making it memorable.
Well, almost flawless first half until the last play, offensive play for West Virginia. And the only problem Pat had was he stared down his wide receiver, but early on time and on target, been effective with his feet. Not the prettiest ball, but if it's on target, who cares? He has not disappointed today.
And Hakeem Nicks needed 2 catches to set the Meineke Car Care Bowl record for receiving yards in one game. The first 2 receptions for him were 73 and 66 yards, both for touchdowns. Jay Wooten kicked off for North Carolina. The second half is underway. Noel Devine, the return across the 25. A moment ago, Rob Stone spoke with Butch Davis.
Coach, what did the first quarter pace do to this game for you guys?
Well, I mean, it was really fast. I mean, it took a little while, and we knew it was going to for us to kind of gain our composure, get used to the tempo that they're going to execute their offense. No way with your scout team can you execute the way they do. I was really proud of our players hanging in there, surviving through some of those early possessions. We got our hands full. It's going to be a good football game, and we got to make some plays offensively and continue. Defensively, we got to get some 3 and outs.
Why has Hakeem Nicks been so successful?
He's a good player.
Thanks, Coach.
Already the bowl record. He had that in just 2 catches. He added to it 5 catches in that first half for Nicks. Pat White driven back by Denoris Searcy.
It's the 3rd high snap of the game, and that could be costly. Remember, the first one cost him a chance to get a first down because Pat had to take the ball and eat it.
Backup center Eric Jobe playing today for Mike Dent. 3rd down and 5. White couldn't find a receiver. Now has one. First down and much more. Plenty of running room for Bradley Starks. Out to the 47-yard line. His 4th catch of the game. He has a touchdown. That one's good for 15 and a first down.
Here's the effectiveness of Pat White. Anytime he tucks the ball, as a defender, you're so worried about him running for the first down. Watch him. He buys time with his feet. Now, people see him starting to run. They're sucked up, and when you suck up to come up to make the tackle, Pat White's eyes stay down the field, and he finds Starks sitting in a hole. That's why he's so effective. Now he's looking to throw as opposed to run.
During our business, when you suck up, you get better assignments. There's a throw down the field, and another first down to Tyler Urban, the freshman, true freshman, out of Pennsylvania. That's his 3rd catch of the year. The other 2 went for touchdowns. They don't throw to him often. When they do, he's productive, and that's another one of those changes. Getting a tight end more involved in this offense. That touchdown catch he had earlier in the year, the first of his 2, was the first for a West Virginia tight end since 2005.
The confident throw right there by number 5.
West Virginia on the move to the 34-yard line. They rush 3 this time. On 3rd and 13, White has another first down. Another strike to the tight end, Tyler Urban. 24 yards, and the drive continues for West Virginia.
A beautiful job of surveying the field. Excellent protection. Pat White has all day. Getting his feet set, waiting for Urban, looking to the left, going back to the tight end, running the seam route. The linebacker does not carry the seam against the 2 deep. The middle of the field is open, and Pat White again on target to his true freshman tight end, Urban.
18 out of 22 for White. 219 yards passing. Off the play fake. Diving catch. And a gain to the 11-yard line by Will Johnson, who plays a number of positions, but mostly fullback today. Sophomore from Dayton, Ohio.
See if the Mountaineers can finish their drive. Last time they were down here before the end of the first half, they turned it over with an interception.
It was really the only big mistake made by White today. West Virginia led through most of the first half. Devine trying to go straight ahead to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Denora Searcy again with help from E.J. Wilson, the defensive end, making his 25th career start, a junior. I'll tell you who had the toughest job this week. Coach Davis talked about the difficulty in simulating the speed of Pat White in their offense in practice. Anthony Parker Boyd, a backup wide receiver, played the role of Patrick White in the North Carolina Bowl practices.
A valuable part of the team when you can get a scout team player to give all-out effort, to give your defense the best possible look.
Quick throw and catch. Running room for Arnett, but it closes up quickly. He got belted at the 8-yard line. Boy, Denora Searcy making Everett Withers look like a prophet today. The defensive coordinator shifting to a 4-2-5 look. They were without their middle linebacker, Mark Pascal, out with a neck injury, and Searcy's the guy who got the call, and he's answered it.
I love the fact that he came in with his eyes up, led with his face, put his face mask right through the chest, and brought his feet. Denora playing like a linebacker, dressed up as a DB.
25-yard field goal try for Pat McAfee to give West Virginia the lead with 9 minutes to go in the third. And McAfee playing in his 51st game as a Mountaineer. That's the school record. Up and good with his 58th career field goal. Back in Charlotte. One of the highlights of the week, the trip to Lowe's Motor Speedway. The coaches taking part in the competition, changing tires. Butch Davis pulled out the win, jumped in the car. He and a lot of the players went for a ride, driven by the professionals. But what happened to your quarterback? How come he couldn't play, Coach? Well, he smacked into the wall in turn 4 there with somebody else at the wheel.
Game first or last.
Well, these bowl folks here, Will Webb and the Meineke Car Care Bowl staff, our friends at Raycom, the Meineke people, in a very short period of time, they have learned how to put on a first-class bowl game. Players had a lot of great activities. They went to a Charlotte Bobcat game earlier in the week. Pat McAfee's kickoff returned by Johnny White. Again, the kickoff coverage poor for West Virginia. TJ Yates comes out with a play action fake and a completion to Greg Little. And he's been a reliable sidekick to Nicks today. 19-yard catch by Little. That's his second catch. He's also carried the ball 3 times.
Greg Little, former ESPNU Summerhouse alum.
Oh,
watch him with his hands. The hands are turned to the ball as opposed to his body. Good athletes, great receivers with strong hands catch the ball with their hands and not their body.
Did you teach him that as you mentored him at Summerhouse?
Of course I did. Just ask him.
Usually we don't have to. You often have information without prompting. There's Sean Drawn. Tackled by Morty Ivy. And undoubtedly there are 3 or 4 people in the audience who watch Summerhouse. For the rest of them, you want to explain briefly what that was?
ESPNU did a reality show where he brought some top high school recruits after they graduated high school, but before they went into their prospective colleges, and lived with me for a week.
Oh, no.
And so it was a nightmare for a lot of the kids. But hopefully they learned some good lessons.
I can't imagine they could have a better mentor on or off the field than a man of your character. And I mean that sincerely. First sincere words that have been spoken on this telecast this year. Drawn, the ball carrier, just inside the 40 for a gain of about 1.5 yards. Nate Sowers made the tackle.
They Sowers has played pretty well today. Again, North Carolina wants to establish the line of scrimmage, run the ball. 3rd and 6 is a comfort level for them, and especially if you have a guy like Hakeem Nicks and Greg Little, 2 big wide receivers that are big targets. Cooter Arnold out there, number 2 in the slot. Here's the matchup down here. There he is, Hakeem Nicks.
Yates with time throws, and it is caught by Nicks. Held on to the ball behind him, and good for a first down. Looked like it was going to be an incompletion. All of a sudden he's spinning with the ball, gets 8 and a first down.
You know, this is one of the better catches that I've seen all year, to be the ability to take it around your back, and again showing his run after catch ability. Yates throws the ball behind. I'll just go ahead and use my left hand. I'll go between my legs. No, it's not going to fit, so let me go around my back. Attaboy, Hakeem. Improvise.
Goodness. Well, he made a touchdown catch against Duke in the regular season finale when he trapped it against his helmet in the back of the end zone. Looked exactly like David Tyree of the Giants in the Super Bowl. Drawn straight ahead. We talked to a couple of NFL people here at the half, and of course Nicks is a junior. Nobody wants to speak on the record about juniors, but there's no doubt he has made a favorable impression, and the NFL people already had a high opinion of him.
Well, and again, he's just going to get noticed more and more with catches like that. But one of the strengths, John Shoup, the offensive coordinator, told us is he attacks the football and has strong hands, and right there was evident the ability to have awareness of where the ball is while you're moving, and dark blue helmets coming to whack you. That's skill.
They fake the inside handoff to Arnold. Yates has a receiver. Guess who? Hakeem down to the 9-yard line. He is a junior. When we visited with him the other day, Chris, I came away from the conversation believing he's almost certainly going to go to the NFL. As Rob Stone said earlier, he and Coach Davis will meet after the bowl game to decide what's best. Butch has talked about 8 NFL teams about Hakeem Nicks, so he has plenty of good information.
Well, and there's a light receiver draft this year, according to some experts. And he'd certainly be in, as Rob said, the top 7. But again, he makes plays and produces. And that's the most valuable trait that he brings to the table.
Carolina trying to reclaim the lead. Answer the field goal by West Virginia on their opening possession of the half. Drawn down to the 4. And we should mention Nicks, back here in his hometown, has overcome very difficult life circumstances. His situation here, living as a young boy, so difficult in Charlotte, he moved to Pennsylvania for a while, lived with a grandmother, came back here at age 9, lived with his dad. Both of Hakeem's older brothers are in prison. He has 2 sisters, so the 5 of them haven't been in one place together since they were about 2 years old. Yates with a lot of time. Yates is going to run. Yates wants the lead. Touchdown!
Like all good point guards, you make good decisions. And watch Christian Wilson get the block on Sowers, and Yates, knowing where he is on the football field, stretches the ball, breaks the plane, and gets it into the end zone. Awareness and execution. TJ Yates.
Not appearing to be experiencing lingering after effects from the fractured ankle that cost him a lot of the season. Casey Barth adds the extra point. Back and forth they go. 4.5-minute drive for North Carolina. Ends on a 4-yard touchdown run by the sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. Sellout crowd, 73,712 at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte to watch the Meineke Car Care Bowl. North Carolina with the lead again. Taylor, Jonathan, TJ Yates. The 4-yard touchdown run. Jay Wooten will kick off. Noel Devine, Mark Rogers back deep for West Virginia. And another short kick and another fair catch by Trip Hale. Second time he's done that. Noel Devine in trouble going to the boundary and then slips as he reverses field. The tight end Tyler Urban tried to help him, but it's still a 3-yard loss. 2nd and 13. Good catch on a high throw. Ulrich Arnett lost the ball, and North Carolina has it. Deontay Williams recovered.
Arnett does a good job of jumping and catching the football, but you have to secure it. Right there. It's a good job to bring out. Emby comes in and strips it out of there. Deontay Williams, who's been all over the football field, hustling, falling on a loose ball. Good job by Arnett, just secure the football. See the space between the elbow and the ball? Open air, all it takes is a little tap, the ball's out.
Both teams have been outstanding in the turnover numbers, particularly important for North Carolina. In their 8 wins, they're plus 18. In the 4 losses, they are minus 12, plus 6 for the year. At one point, they were in the top 10 in the country in turnover margin. They were minus 6 in that loss against North Carolina State. Tom O'Brien's resurging team, second to last game of the regular season, hammered their rivals from Chapel Hill. Chris Neal the tackle on Sean Drawn. And it's a West Virginia team that's been great with the ball all year, Chris. They're plus 12 in turnover margin entering today. 12th best in the country, number 1 in the Big East. But they're minus 2 today.
Yeah, those are kind of unforced errors. The interception thrown by Pat White into the end zone. And that one, really, Emby didn't really strip it. He just was making a tackle, just touched the football. But because there was error between the elbow, body, and ball, he was able to knock it out of there.
End of the 3rd quarter.
Let's hope the 4th is as good as the first 3. History-making performances by great athletes in a terrific ball game in Charlotte. And there's the handsome trophy that goes to the winner of the Meineke Car Care Bowl. Both of these teams have played in this game once before. North Carolina, in its last bowl appearance, lost here to Boston College in 2004. Sean Drawn, even a field goal now would be huge for North Carolina. And they're just about on the edge of field goal range as Drawn goes to the 30. 10-yard gain and a first down.
You know, if I'm North Carolina, the one thing I do is I eat as much clock as possible. I mean, you're in control of the football game. Take your time. Just keep an eye on the play clock and see where they snap this football.
You see that over and over again in college football. The quarterbacks don't let the play clock run down when protecting a lead. Drawn lost the ball. Mountaineers are saying they have it. No signal yet. They have it. J.T. Thomas.
Mountaineer man's happy. He's happy that Drawn's holding the ball loose. J.T. Thomas, known as the most explosive player on that West Virginia Mountaineer defense, comes up with a big play. Let's see that football. It's out there loose. No, he's got it in there pretty tight. They do a good job of stripping it out. Gang tackling. And J.T. following up from the backside. Covering up.
Sands, the true freshman, rips it out there at the end of the play. Tar Heel fans want to review. They think that perhaps Drawn was down. Well, Stewart says, "Atta baby," but will his joy linger after the replay review?
Now, just looking at the replay that I saw, let's see. He gets bent backwards, Sean. His knees are up. His knees are up. He's getting bent backwards.
Knees are still up.
Yep.
Lucky he didn't hurt himself the way his legs twisted around. Pat Lazier in on the play with the talented freshman Sands, the big safety, 6'4", out of Miami, Florida. What do you think?
That's West Virginia ball. No question about it.
First turnover for North Carolina. The call stood upon review. It was a fumble and a recovery by West Virginia. From their own 31, Pat White all day to throw, has his receiver. Jock Sanders breaks free to the 29-yard line of North Carolina. Jordan Hemby the tackle, 41 yards. First down, West Virginia.
It all starts with protection. See Jock Sanders down here working the middle of the field. Goddard's going to come up, but he slips. Defensive backs can't slip because of big plays like that. And Jock Sanders, like Hakeem Nicks, knows what to do with the ball after he secures the pigskin.
A lot of slipping and sliding on this field today. Haven't had any precipitation. White, the option keeper, breaks a tackle and gets 9 to the 20. Midway through the fourth quarter. West Virginia trying to capitalize on the North Carolina turnover. They're driving down by 6.
Well, I like what they're doing tempo too. Robert Quinn actually was a tackle that Pat White broke, but he slowed him down enough for the troops to come because Pat White had an alley to the end zone.
That's Dad Bo. Watch the replay. The man they call Chief. Pump fake. White throws a bullet the other way. Touchdown Mountaineers. Ulrich Arnett.
You see the Carolina fans disappointed. You want an NFL throw? There it was.
Yeah.
Right there's an NFL throw.
I'm a convert today. With Pat White as NFL quarterback. McAfee's missed only 2 PATs in his career. And that's one of the biggest of his outstanding West Virginia career. It gives them the lead. 3 touchdown passes today for Patrick White. He's thrown for 332 yards. Trying to go out a winner. Pat White with a remarkable performance in his last game as West Virginia quarterback. McAfee's kickoff down to Greg Little. And again, the coverage terrible for West Virginia. The return all the way to the 45. White's touchdown pass, his 3rd of the day. To Ulrich Arnett, 20 yards, has given West Virginia the lead. And it is a career passing day for Bo White Sr.'s son. 332 yards, the first game of his career in his 42nd career start, over 300 yards passing. As a matter of fact, his previous passing high was 222 against Louisville in 2006.
And the thing that's been impressive is he's thrown the intermediate ball well and the deep ball well.
.520 to go. Drone forced inside by Tandy. Give him credit. Young man's played very little this year. Had to play today out of need without Brandon Hogan and Sidney Glover. And he held his ground to stop that play just about at the line of scrimmage.
A good open field tackle. And what he did was he closed the gate in front of the ball. He put his body in front of the man, forcing the cutback, and is able to secure some cloth to drag him down.
We mentioned Nicks in the fourth quarter. Nobody in the country averages more yards per catch in the fourth quarter. He's had some big receptions, averaging over 26 yards per catch this season in the fourth. Yates running out of room and time, and it's incomplete in the direction of Bobby Rome. Morty Ivy nearest. Carolina's been here a lot. They've trailed in every game this year except one. That was against Georgia Tech, and they never trailed in a 28-7 win. One of the 3 ranked teams they beat. They beat Connecticut and Boston College, all of them convincingly.
We got Nicks right here. Little matched up one-on-one with Langster down here. It looks like no safety help down at the bottom.
Yates a deep drop, and he is collared back at the 50-yard line. What a time for the first sack of the game for West Virginia. John Holmes.
What a big play from John Holmes, coming from up top. Right there, coming around on the blitz and the stunt. He gets his vision and sight set on. He finds another gear and is able to close the distance quite nicely on TJ Yates.
Holmes, huge play for West Virginia. And North Carolina will punt with 4 minutes to go. And it is A shank off the side of Brown's foot. Got a good bounce. Looked like it was going to cross the boundary and kick back to the 22. 3:45 to go. West Virginia trying to run out the clock. They start with the handoff up the middle to Noel Devine, and Denoris Searcy made the tackle. The highest scoring bowl game of this bowl season was the back and forth affair in Albuquerque. Colorado State defeated Fresno State. Notre Dame put 49 on Hawaii. And this one, it's 31-30. Hard to believe, Chris, this is just the second meeting all time between these two proud football programs. They're not far apart. Mountaineers traveling well as always. Tens of thousands have descended upon Charlotte, hoping to see their school in a record 4th straight bowl game. And Pat White become the only quarterback in college football history to win 4 bowl games as a starter. White trying to do it himself on 2nd and 8. Fighting for every yard. Spun ahead for an extra yard to the 28. Carolina uses another timeout, leaving the Tar Heels with 1 with 3:27 to go. Cam Thomas made the tackle. Carolina down to its 1 timeout remaining. Career high passing day, and now 3rd down and 5 with West Virginia protecting a 1-point lead. 3.5 to go. They blitz off the corner and they have him. Looked like he might escape, but Denoris Searcy got enough of White to spin him down back at the 24, and it looks like they'll use their final timeout.
Everett Weathers reading the mail of West Virginia. Quarterback draw. There's Searcy coming from the outside, number 21 right there. Misses him at first, but again, the field conditions allow Searcy to come back and make the tackle after Pat White loses his footing.
Pat McAfee in the punt. Bruce Carter of North Carolina has blocked 4 punts this year. 4 in a row. 3 straight against Connecticut, all in 1 quarter, and then 1 against Miami.
There he is, 54.
Mountaineers are well aware of that. McAfee gets it off. Another good one. Oh, and a fair catch made with only 1 defender running down in the direction of Kendrick Burney. 50-yard punt, no return. If that's the last act as a Mountaineer by McAfee, it's a fitting conclusion to a tremendous career.
Sean, punt returner makes the long snapper miss. It cost him some yards right there to start this final drive, or could be final drive for the Tar Heels.
All they need is a field goal. Yates dumps it off short to Cooter Arnold. A 4-yard gain. Still plenty of time right now. They don't have timeouts, but 3 minutes to go. You can see they've scored very quickly 3 times today. All they need is a field goal. They've tried 2 different freshman kickers. Casey Barth has taken over late in the year. His brother Connor, one of the best kickers in North Carolina history. Casey's a walk-on as a freshman. 2nd and 6. Yates into traffic. Another catch. A yard short of the first down. It's the tight end Richard Quinn. And the clock runs. Under 2.5 minutes to go.
I'll tell you what they're doing with Hakeem Nicks away from the football. They have Langster harassing him at the line of scrimmage with safety help over the top.
Quick hitter Ryan Houston, first down. They convert on 3rd and 1. The clock will stop to move the chains. 39-yard line, the line of scrimmage.
Plenty of time. Run your offense.
Barth's long field goal this year is 42 yards. Very little breeze to speak of in the stadium. Not a factor. 2 minutes to go. It is intercepted. Pat Leisure picked it off. Lazier adds his name to West Virginia football lore. Sophomore from Bethesda, Maryland. Only playing because of injuries to others. Reed Williams, the linebacker, their leading tackler a year ago, missed most of this year with shoulder surgeries. Anthony Leonard came in for him. He's had knee and ankle trouble, so Lazier's seen more time than he would have. And boy, did he just rise to the moment. White takes a knee. And he's about to go out a winner with his 4th bowl victory. First quarterback to start and win 4 bowl games ever.
Yeah, just a poor read by Yates. Cooter Arnold was coming in, running a little in route. Lazier coming from the inside. Just breaks on the football and plays the receiver as opposed to playing a zone, and gets a gift from TJ Yates. Really, TJ's only mistake of the day.
First career interception for Lazier. North Carolina thrived on turnovers all year. It was the turnovers late that cost them. The drone fumble, the Yates interception, the drop pass also hurt on the long ball to Little. That would have been a big play. And how fitting is it that Pat White goes out as the Capital One player of the game. Career high 332 yards passing. We talked at the top about could he be a quarterback in the NFL. He says he can be. He wants to be. Many think he'll be a slot receiver, maybe a 3rd quarterback. But he might have earned at least a shot to earn a spot as a quarterback full-time on an NFL team with this performance today.
And he'll get a shot to build on his performance down at the Senior Bowl in front of every NFL decision-maker's eyes. 4 bowl games as a starter. Pat White victorious.
And huge at Alden in the Sugar Bowl, in the Gator Bowl, where he's the MVP, the Fiesta Bowl, he was the offensive player of the game. And again today in the Meineke Car Care Bowl. Huge win for Bill Stewart. They finished the year 9-4, disappointing year, but a nice finish after a 1-2 start. They held it together. And disappointment for Butch Davis, but 12 seniors, only 12 seniors on this North Carolina team. One of the youngest teams in the country. They have a lot of talent coming back, and he's a great recruiter.
Yeah, and they're going to be good. They're real good. I wouldn't be surprised, Sean, coming into next year. It's never too early to start talking about next year. If they're a top 15, top 10 football team with the talent that he has returning.
First time West Virginia's won 4 straight bowl games, led by Chief White's boy, Pat White. Here's Rob.
Well, Pat, you have something you want to say before I get to the question.
Started, man. This is for my man B. Hogan 2-2. He down, but he ain't out. We love him. Mountaineer Nation, baby, all day. Yes, sir, B. Hogan, right here. Right here, baby.
Pat, your final collegiate game, and it's a career passing day for you. What's going through your body right now?
Feel good to leave Mountaineer Nation with a W. Best feeling I've had since I've been there. It just... I love it. I love it. Once a Mountaineer, always a Mountaineer.
It's hard to say with your career, what did you prove today? But in your mind, what did you prove to a lot of people with this victory and your personal performance?
Well, we proved that we were down, but we're never out. As Mountaineers, we're going to fight to the end. With time left on the clock, we're going to give you everything we got.
In a game of big plays, which is the biggest one that stands out with you right now?
The kneel down. Best play in college football.
Pat, congratulations. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
For those of you who joined us late, Brandon Hogan, the player to whom he was referring, starting cornerback, did not play today. All the West Virginia folks could tell us is that he's dealing with a personal matter. We don't know any of the details. Rob Stone did his best to ascertain the details, but clearly he is in the thoughts of his teammates and coaches here today. And there's not a prouder dad in America than Bo White Sr. of Daphne, Alabama. Memorable Meineke Car Care Bowl won by West Virginia. 31-30 over a valiant North Carolina team. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Coming up next, the 2008 Champs Sports Bowl, Wisconsin and Florida State. Now for Chris Spielman, Rob Stone, and our crew, Sean McDonough saying so long from Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's send you back to Reese Davis in the college football studio.